Good morning, South Jersey. Welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you're looking at that, you're looking at Scotty McKay and Billy Schweim. Josh Henning in the house. What's up, Scooter McKay?
Nothing, man.
I can't.
We got it.
Okay. So Scotty McKay's have a little thing there. So Saturday morning here in the locker room. Little overcast, a little gray, but you get a good start here, Scooter, and a lot going on in the world of sports, man.
No kidding. Actually, when I woke up and went outside, I got up early this morning
because you don't sleep.
Well, we were moving out, so we had to pack up everything, all stuff like that. But man, I opened the door. I'm like, my God, it feels like a nice fall day.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was awesome.
So Scooter McKay, last night I was in Wildwood for the Dutch-Hoffman Memorial Lifeguard races. What a great race! Big crowd last night. West Wind, great race. Longport dominates and wins again.
I was listening to it as we were going over to dinner. So I heard you guys in there. I even heard Bruce Donahue in there.
Bruce Donahue made a guest appearance.
You were really reaching.
Great night. We'll have the Beach Patrol report at the second hour, the second half of the show. But I got a lot of great sound with some of the competitors, some of the racers. Joey Tepper won again. He also won the paddleboard, which was amazing.
Yeah, I heard that.
So we'll get into that. And I want to thank Chief Stock and Captain Ed Snyder down there at the Wildwood Beach Patrol. I'm telling you what, they rolled out the red carpet for 97.3 ESPN. And I want to thank them, Don from Coastline Insurance. Really, those guys came through, and it was just such a magnificent eve. Beautiful night for racing, Scooter.
Yeah, well, the weather was perfect for it. I mean, that's what you want that flat water, big time. And I didn't get to see it, but it looks like it was a good night for it.
So as I'm preparing for the show yesterday, I come in, had to stop by the studio, and as soon as I came in, Mike Gill and Josh in here, all the Phillies news, and Carson Wentz could possibly be out for a significant amount of time. The Phillies make a move. Of course, you had the NBA draft, and the Eagles. The Eagles, day 3 of camp. We got some. We'll talk about who's impressing. Anything catch your eye right off the top of your head that you want to talk about? We'll put it on the list of things to do.
Well, I guess I think one of the interesting things that I heard was that Nick Sirianni stopped practice, felt like they weren't going through the motions very well, and just said, "Hey, this is ending here." It seems like it's a carryover from Dougie Peterson's days where they were saying some of the practices weren't really very good. So
I think one of the things that I'm taking away from it, and we'll get into this more as the show progresses, but the couple are not significant injuries, but some setbacks on the offensive line already. I hope that we're not repeating what happened last year. Or is it too early for concern?
I mean, they're 2 days in and they're injured. Really?
It doesn't make any sense.
What have you been doing in the offseason? Not prepare yourself, knowing that it's not like this was a surprise. Here it comes. We have training camp. No, you know when it is. And they're already, even like Carson Wentz, he's got to have surgery, I guess, in a couple of days.
Yes.
But they said he could be back for game 1.
Well, but the fact is, actually, Howie Roseman's looking like a genius, right? Gets rid of Carson Wentz. And he gets injured again. The only thing is, if he doesn't play 75% of the snaps, we lose the number 1 draft choice.
Yeah, we get it second instead.
We'll get the number 2 pick. So a lot going on. The Phillies obviously made a move, but how about there was a lot of other significant moves in baseball? Max Scherzer and Trey Turner go to the Dodgers. I mean, is it the Dodgers keep getting better and better?
It sure looks like it. I'm not sure why the Nationals would get rid of him.
Well, they got, because the Padres and the Dodgers, they're the 2 teams in the West. And even the Giants, the Giants are in the mix. So they really made, that was a big move. Scherzer and the Dodgers.
Huge. Absolutely.
And then, of course, the Mets, Javier Baez going to the Mets. Now, he's a shortstop. I wonder what's up with Francisco Lindor. Obviously
he's been struggling this year.
He's been struggling. So, the Braves picked up a closer.
Yeah, and the Phillies picked up a closer.
All right,
Ian Kennedy.
Yeah, so we'll get into all that. But our first topic today is going to be the Philadelphia Flyers. And Scooter, I got to tell you, I love the moves that Chuck Fletcher has made for the Philadelphia Flyers. We're going to talk with the general manager of the Flyers in about a few minutes. But Scooter, I love the fact that he's done so. I wonder, Like I love the fact that he's done so much so quick, but I wonder why it's happened so fast. Is it because you got to get it while the iron's hot?
Well, yeah.
Or the skillet's hot, or because these trades won't be there? Or
well, you got to make deals before, the draft was just last week, so you got to make deals before that. So you can maybe move a draft pick for a veteran, something like that. But you've also once the free agency opens for NHL, you got to jump on stuff, or people are going to grab those guys and move on. So, listen, I'm going to ask you something. Do you like a lot of moves, or do you like to keep it quiet?
Well, I got to be honest with you. With respect to the Philadelphia Flyers, this whole roster, we've been saying for the last 2 years, well, not with the exception of the last 2 years ago, because remember, they made the playoffs and they looked pretty good. But prior to that, it was the same old stagnant team with the same old guys. And I think Chuck Fletcher said, I had enough.
Right.
And yes, in this respect, I do like all those moves. And I think Chuck Fletcher saying, look, I've had enough. We got to get better, and we got to get better now.
Yeah. And, listen, did it make them a Stanley Cup, contending team? No, I don't think so. But I'll tell you what, you shored up your defense and you put, your young goaltender that's the future of this franchise. You had to protect him.
It's better than what they had.
Oh, it's a lot better.
It's a lot better. Are they Stanley Cup contender? Who knows? Scooter, in sports, and especially ice hockey, winning, you start winning, that snowball rolls downhill, man.
Yeah. Wow.
You get new blood, new faces in the locker room. Ritz-Alain, and maybe he comes in and solidifies. Like, if you look at the defense now, I mean, I actually like, just, you look at it on paper. Now, obviously, paper's a lot different than lacing them up and putting, getting the skates
different
on.
Than a rock.
That's right. But you got Ivan Provorov, 24 years old, with Ellis, who's 30. Travis Sanheim, 25, with Ritz-Alain at 26. And then Yandel with Justin Braun, 35 and 34 as your third pair.
Yeah. And that's a strong pair.
And then Yandel, I mean, this guy's, the power play, he's going to instantly bolster the power play. I mean, they can't get any worse than what they were, clicking at only 19.2%.
Yeah, he's a strong power play. He's always been an offensive defenseman, and you put him with a solid stay-at-home defenseman in Justin Braun. But then you've got, listen, Provy's probably going to be in the top
they
power
just
play
signed
with
Sam
4
Moran.
forwards. Yeah, they signed him.
He's going to be in the mix.
I don't know.
I like Sam Moran.
I do
this
too.
Kid
But
had
he
so much potential, and he got hurt.
He was a first-round pick, 11th
right.
overall.
11th overall.
That's how much they thought of him, and he just hasn't been able to stay.
So now
healthy.
let me ask you this: Did Chuck Fletcher, Trader Chuck, did he set the tempo? Because I don't think the Phillies did enough. But maybe Dombrowski's got a method to his madness, and I like the addition of what they did. But is it enough to make them? Is it enough? I mean, because you've got
Kyle Gibson.
Kyle Gibson, Ian Kennedy, who's got 17 saves, I believe.
Yeah,
16
so
saves.
It's probably more than the whole Phillies, bullpen has.
Yeah, it is about right where the bullpen is.
So that's an upgrade for sure. I mean, listen, you can't compare the two sports. Sometimes it's easier to grab a guy in this sport versus that sport. But I think the Phillies took care of some of the needs they had. They needed a fourth, at least a fourth or a third starting pitcher, and they needed a good bullpen guy, so a closer.
Now, if you look, the Phillies, if you look at their starting rotation, I mean, Gibson, Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and Zach Eflin when he comes back. He's about 2 weeks away.
All right.
So that leaves Vince Velasquez or Matt Moore. Both are horrible, god awful. Yeah. They stink. I mean, last night was a joke. It was a crime. Vince Velasquez goes out 2 innings. He gives up 5 runs.
Yeah.
In 2 innings.
It was awful.
God awful.
God awful. And he's been awful for how long now? Are we tired of seeing Vince Velasquez?
How long does it take? Like Chuck Fletcher said, I've seen enough. Well, now, I know Dombrowski's only been here for a year, but I mean, he's a baseball guy.
Did you see enough of Spencer Howard? Because you just moved him.
But you have to give up something to get something.
Well, yeah, but
you have to give up something to get something. And Spencer Howard was good in the first 2 innings, and then after that, he was horrible.
Right.
He couldn't get anybody out.
And Velasquez is better.
Yeah.
So, all right, got to go to break. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Scooter.
Okay.
I just forgot my commercials.
Okay. Attaboy.
I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, the shortest center city, and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call our good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. All right, when we return, we'll talk with the general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers, Chuck Fletcher. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN.
Pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby. Rendazzo's Pizza, Rendazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Football season is about to kick off, and that means it's time to list your football future bets on PropSwap. Did you know before the season started last year, the Buccaneers were 60-1 to win it all? Now that's a futures bet. You just never know what can happen. Or hey, maybe you do. Sports bettors cash in early and often when they list long shots on PropSwap. The average monthly seller makes $500 a month on PropSwap just posting and selling tickets. So join them by going to PropSwap.com or download the PropSwap app today. PropSwap, where America buys and sells sports bets.
All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. Scotty McKay, I like a guy that is aggressive and doesn't stand for the status quo.
Yeah, that's
I am
Chuck
super
Fletcher.
excited about my first guest and what he has done with the Philadelphia Flyers. So let's go to the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome in to the locker room the GM of the Philadelphia Flyers, Chuck Fletcher. Good morning, Chuck.
Hey, Billy, how are you?
I love the fact, Chuck, that you're taking the lead and not settling for the status quo and making these moves. It's a very exciting time for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, we hope so. Certainly, last year was a disappointing season on and off the ice. We didn't come close to achieving what we wanted to achieve, so we had to make some moves, and I think we, time will tell, but we feel we're a better team. We like our defense better. We have a little bit more depth up front, a little bit more size, and we're counting on these new additions to help bring a new attitude to our team.
Now, I have a specific question, not about the actual guys, but about how these trades all came about. Was that by design? Like, were these teams ready to trade right now, and you had to get it while the skillet was hot, or is it just just happened that way?
Well, it a little bit of both. I mean, we were shopping hard for right shot defensemen and guys to come in and play with Provorov and Sanheim and preferably guys that compete hard and I know with Nashville and with Buffalo's a team that's trying to move out a lot of pieces and get a lot of futures, draft picks, prospects, that type of thing. So they were definitely going to trade Ristolainen and Reinhart and players like that. And with Nashville, we've been speaking to them for months about a possible trade, and the timing just broke. But there's no question we were looking for those types of players, and these two guys fit the bill for us.
Hey, Chuck, it's Scotty McKay. How you doing?
Good, Scotty.
Obviously, defense was a big thing that you guys needed to work on this off season, and you obviously have done that. You really kind of the core six guys now are the strongest I've seen in a while. But you also had to face, there's some lack of goal scoring on the front end, and you picked up Cam Atkinson, who is it kind of reminds me of a Kenny Linsman, like a pain in the neck to play against, a good PK guy. And listen, 2 years ago he scored 41 goals. Is that something you're looking for him to jump in and start to put the puck in the net?
Yeah, absolutely. And just his motor, his energy. He's not tall. He's 5'8", 5'9", but he's thick. He's competitive. He plays in the inside, as we like to say. He gets to the net. He challenges defensemen all the time. So I just think the competitiveness and the energy, the work ethic, he's going all the time, and he can score. And we're not a team that has a lot of shoot first guys. We're not a team that really has a lot of natural goal scorers, to be honest with you. We have a lot of playmakers. We have a lot of skilled players, but just changing that mix a little bit, we think will pay dividends. Not just bring the fact that Cam can score, but maybe by the way he plays, we'll drag some other people into the battle and create opportunities for them to score too.
We're talking with the Flyers general manager Chuck Fletcher. Chuck, when trading for guys, bringing guys in, obviously you look at their skill on the ice, but how important is it for you to know the player and know the character of these guys? You obviously have an opportunity to investigate that. How much did that play a part?
It played a big part. We did a lot of homework, and we have a good sized staff and some people that have worked in other places and know people. And so you're always doing your digging and looking at that. And I thought last year we were just a little bit too young. We had lost Matt Niskanen into retirement, and we did not re-sign Tyler Pitlick and Thompson and Derek Grant and players like that. Players that had come in and given us some leadership and were good guys. And we were just a little young last year, and that can work out sometimes. But when adversity hit, I just didn't think we had kind of the experience maybe to handle some of those situations. We didn't have enough players to help Giroux and Couturier. So. I think this year we've done that. We have a little bit more leadership. They're good guys. A lot of these players we brought in have worn letters and other stops, and we've seen the ups and downs. And I just think we'll be a little bit more well equipped as a dressing room to handle some of the adversity that's going to hit this year at some point.
Chuck, Lee Vigneault, Coach Vigneault, how much does he play a part in your decision making? Obviously, it's a collaborative effort, but I mean, how much do you rely on Coach Vigneault to make it, some of these moves?
Well, at the end of the year, we had a huge meeting with our front office, our coaches, and our pro scouts and our analytics team, and everybody was in the same room, and we really tried to break our team down and where were we deficient, what areas did we need to improve upon, and everybody kind of agreed. Everything aligned. What the coaches saw is what the scouts saw, and it's what the numbers showed as well. So, we came out of that with a pretty good game plan and a wish list of several things we we're going to attempt to accomplish. You can't always accomplish everything you set out to do, whether because you can't get the pieces or you run out of money. And but I think by and large we checked a lot of boxes, and so AV was in his coaching staff were a part of it, and sometimes they're not as involved in each particular player because things move quickly, but the types of players we're trying to get, the types of holes we're trying to fill, everybody was on the same page.
Now, Chuck, you also, the Flyers organization took Lappy and put him down as the head coach of the Phantoms now, and he's been working with AV for a couple of years. Do you think it's a nice advantage that he can communicate with the guys that are ready to step up to the big club?
Yeah, I do, and he and AV are, in lockstep in terms of how we want to play, and the great news is he can tell the players directly down there, look, this is not only is this not going to work for me, it's not going to work for AV. So I think he'll have that. The players will respect that. They'll know that. He's helping them in every which way he can to prepare him for the coaching staff up here. And, I'm excited for Lappy. He's been waiting for this opportunity. He wanted to try being a head coach, and he's worked in development before, and he's worked as an assistant coach. He has great communication skills, and I think our young players, it'll be a nice change for them as well this year, and a new voice and kind of a new development model down there. And I think it's going to work really well for us.
We're talking with the Flyers general manager, Chuck Fletcher. Got one more question for you, Chuck. You've done your part. What are your expectations now for this club? I mean, you've worked. You've been in the bunker. You've been doing doing your due diligence. You've made some really nice moves. What are your expectations for the Philadelphia Flyers in 2020, 21-22?
Well, mine are pretty modest initially. One is we got to have a great camp. We got to literally go back to hockey school here and work on every zone, how we play, positioning, structure. We got to get back what we lost last year, because we were a structured, really good team 2 years ago, and last year everything kind of imploded on us. So we have to have a strong camp. We have to have everybody listening and buying in. We have new players to integrate, and we have to enter the regular season feeling good about how we're playing. But the biggest thing for me is simple. If we're, hopefully top 10 in the league defensively, but we certainly have to be, top 15. And if we do that, then I think we're going to be in a good spot at the end of the year. We're going to give ourselves a chance to be a playoff team and be a team that's hard to play against. But it's getting back to playing the right way. If we do that, we're a good team, and we'll have a fun spring. But we got a lot of work. We got a lot of work out of us.
And I'll tell you what, Chuck, I like what you did. Not only did you add play, you added heart and you added grit with Rutzelainen back there on the blue line, Cam Atkinson up front. I think I'm totally impressed, and I think it's tremendous, and I can't wait for the season to start. Chuck, thank you so much for taking a few minutes of your Saturday to join us here in the locker room, and good luck moving forward.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, there he is, the Flyers general manager, Chuck Fletcher. Trader Chuck. He's moving and shaking, man.
I'll tell you what. I mean, we've moved a lot of people. I mean, really,
he said, I had enough with Voracek. I had enough with this guy. I had enough with that guy. I'm moving on.
Yeah. He's strengthened the team in a lot of ways. I mean, I was sitting there kind of putting some lines together, and I'm thinking like to myself, does he put Atkinson with Giroux and Coots on the first line and, put them with their top guys, and then have Farabee, Hayes, and Konechny together with JVR,
Well, I got to just listen to what he said. He said the camp is the most important.
Yeah.
They'll dictate what's what with the way they come out and the enthusiasm, all the chemistry, all that is going to be determined in camp.
Last season was weird, but the season prior to that, I think we had talked about this a number of times. I liked the way the young guys, the Konechnys, those guys that came in, the Farabees, and they seemed like they were pushing the veterans who had kind of fallen asleep a little bit.
You brought that up several times during the season, but at the end of the day, it
faded last year.
It wasn't enough. I mean, you remember they score a goal and then they go back to they get complacent.
Yeah, and I don't know whether I don't know if I would have ever asked Chuck this, but you have a guy like Giroux. Obviously, he's been with the club forever. He's been their captain for almost the longest captain ever in history. But it's his body language sometimes for me. He could be the greatest leader in the world in that locker room, but with the way you see him sometimes, it looks like he couldn't care less.
I know.
I got my money and I'm going. So
I know and then that was Mike Schmidt's problem with perception.
Sure.
People. I mean, obviously Mike Schmidt, one of the greatest third baseman ever. 500 home runs, but he was always maligned for looking like he didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see. Maybe Cam Atkinson is just enough a heart muscle to pump Giroux and push him in the right direction.
Well,
what Chuck Fletcher just said to us. All these guys wore letters.
Yeah, well, that's what
they all had letters on.
Probably my second question was, a lot of these guys you brought in are leader types of players. How important did you see this decision being made with the current leadership today?
Well, that's what I said when I said character.
You had said that's why I didn't say anything about it. But I mean, he really brought in guys that have worn letters on other teams.
All right, I'm psyched, man. And listen, I think Chuck Fletcher set the tempo because Dombrowski, while I don't think he made a blockbuster deal, he maybe didn't see anything that was fiscally smart or wouldn't be. Maybe there wasn't the deal on the table. The Nationals are not going to give Max Scherzer to the Phillies in the same division. That would be insane, right?
You'd have to get something really great.
I mean,
in return.
The Cubs of Kimbrel went to the White Sox. I mean, that's the American League, so they, you know what I mean? Right. They went across town, but they'll never see them.
Right.
Maybe once in a while. But the Phillies, I think, did what they.
The Nationals sending Scherzer to the Dodgers didn't help them at all if they ever try to want to win a championship because the Dodgers got a lot stronger.
But Washington's going the other way. They're dumping everybody.
They are.
So they're sellers, man. They're looks like to me they're in the rebuilding mode. Yeah. All right. The first hour in the locker room is powered by Surety Title. By the way, it's great to hear Chuck Fletcher. He's a good friend of the show. Yeah. And I think he answers. Don't you think he answers honestly? And I think he gives us his honest.
Yeah, he's very he's very mellow.
I mean, we don't ask him questions that are
we don't want to
CIA
right. But we kind of try to feed him, throw some layups to him,
Never know what'll be
but
said.
he's very knowledgeable in what he wants to do. He knows why he made these moves. He's not going to say I got rid of Voracek because I hated the guy and he stinks, but he's going to say I thought I made an upgrade here.
Just like who said they weren't going to give away the 13th pick and then they did? Oh, Chuck Fletcher. He said when they had the 13th pick in the draft, he said, "No, we're done. We're not making instead of him saying everything's on the table, nothing. I'm not going to discount anything." He actually came out and said, "I'm not going to move the number 13th pick," and then 2 days later he moved it.
You'd never show your hand. So he's got over $8 million in cap space. I would have liked to have asked him, "Hey, are you going to do anything still?"
See, there you go.
But that's one of those things. He's never going to show his hand.
We only had 10 minutes. He was on a schedule. By the way, he's going scouting somewhere today. That's what I was told.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call our good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan and the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati of the main line offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati of the main line today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Scotty McKay, Josh Henning, 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday, busy weekend for the Phils against the Pirates after the trade deadline. We'll discuss with Bob Blanco. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City talks all things Philly sports. Plus, Jeff Mosher has football at 4 as the Eagles are back at camp, and Jeff Kerr on the Eagles and the NFL.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan. owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
The Point is your destination for a tropical oasis at the Jersey Shore. Now with 2 locations on Bay Avenue in Summers Point and their new location at 43rd Street off the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. The Point has the best food and drink specials with their famous Tiki Bar, offering a waterfront view of the bay in Summers Point and the ocean in Sea Isle. Plus, live music is featured 7 days a week at both the Point locations. For more information, check out The Point on Facebook and visit them online at dothepoint.com.
Hi, this is Lou Capelli, Camden County Commissioner Director, reminding everyone to get vaccinated to help protect yourself, your family, and neighbors. The vaccine has proven to be safe, effective, and can stop the spread of COVID-19. We are providing free vaccine to all residents that want it and bringing it into the community. As things open up throughout our region, your vaccine shot, along with wearing a mask and social distancing, will get us to a post-pandemic world. For updated information on COVID-19 and vaccination efforts, visit CamdenCounty.com. We're all in this together. Let's play our part to stay safe and healthy this summer.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. You are powerful. You're a warrior who bathes in your enemy's tears. Then you step out of that refreshing tear bath and into a bathrobe that somehow looks good on you. Yeah, you can pull off a robe. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better when you save money for driving safely with Snapshot from Progressive. Savings you can use to buy more robes. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
Powerball is now at $199 million. Stop searching for four-leaf clovers and take a chance on Powerball today. With a jackpot win, you could have the power to do it all. Anything can happen in Jersey.
Welcome back in the locker room. Billy Schweim. The interview with Chuck Fletcher went so well that he had to go take a phone call.
And he's crying, I think, because he did so well with it.
It's always good to hear from the GM of the Flyers. I got to say, I'll give you folks a little inside look on this real quick. As somebody who has to call a lot of guests or contact a lot of guests for interviews, you can tell about the kind of person they are in general, about how they treat the person off the air. And Chuck's one of the good guys.
He is one of the good
guys. He's one of the guys who he's not a jerk or a turd off the air. He's the same person on the air. He's off the air.
Yeah, he's he's very, like I was just saying to Billy, he knows what he wants to say. He knows what he's doing, and he's never going to be. He's never this. He's like me in some sense, like no high, low craziness, just more kind of common level. But
that's kind of what you want from your GM, right? You don't want a GM that's Billy Schweim.
No, that's for sure. When you think about it, he's given up. Myers, Patrick, the number 2 overall pick in 2016. Ghost, Robert Haig, who they were very high on, a number 1 pick, 2 number 2s, and a number 7 pick. And they really got Ellis and Ristolainen from that. But then they've picked up Cam Atkinson. They moved and they saved about $2.5 million in cap space, getting rid of Voracek. And then you've got, room for guys coming in. He picked up Nate Thompson recently, who was here a couple of years ago, who's a great face-off guy. He's a great fourth-line center, something like that. He's really strengthened his team in a lot of ways. I still don't see that goal scorer. But like he said, maybe hopefully Atkinson's play will make these other guys kind of step up and, get Giroux to start scoring. He had 34 goals, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, Giroux.
Well, also the other thing is you traded a guy in Voracek who is not a scorer.
No.
And you're saving $2.5 million from Voracek to Atkinson.
Right.
So you go from a guy who, for whatever reason, just didn't score.
He's a
to a
pass
guy
first guy.
To a guy who was a much more aggressive scorer. In fact, Cam Atkins, one of his worst seasons, was still more goals scored than Voracek.
Right.
Atkinson has, I think it was 5 seasons with at least 23 goals, which Voracek never got in a season.
Right.
So you're going from a guy who was a facilitator to a guy who's a scorer, so you're already improving that. Then you're getting an offensive defenseman in Ellis, which I think has got to help, considering the fact that last year, how many times did we look back at the point of many of those offensive possessions, and it was sloppy and it got lost in the zone because you didn't have a proper puck handler back there.
All right. Well, you've really got 3 offensive defensemen in your core of 6 right now with Provy and Yandel. So you've got guys that can put the puck in that, which is great.
That's another guy you just brought up. People haven't brought up too much about, but Yandel is a guy who's been around the league.
Yep.
He's an iron horse. He's a guy with the Iron Man streak active right now. And he's somebody who I saw the interview with him on NHL Network, and he was like, I gotta go find cheesesteaks. I gotta go experience Philadelphia. I can't wait to hang out with my teammates. He talked about how his favorite thing is to eat dinner with his teammates and spend time with his teammates. How many times have you and Billy talked about how some of these guys like Voracek and Giroux, they never talk to each other off the ice.
Right. They go different directions.
So now you got a guy who literally is like, hey, I want to come to Philadelphia. And I want to be a part of the culture. And by the way, we're all going to hang out. So, if Yandel is saying and Cam Atkins is saying all these things, that has to change the dynamic of the whole team.
Well, and he also played for AV for a couple of years with the Rangers. So he's got a relationship with the coach. And that's what a lot of these guys are, and like Billy asked a question to Chuck Fletcher, do you think how much did AV have in this input? And if you look at these guys, a lot of these guys have played for AV over the years. So it's they walk in, they know what he expects and they know what to do.
I'm excited for the Flyers, and let's turn our attention to the Phillies now, because Dombrowski, while he didn't make a blockbuster deal, I think he made his move. To me, shows that he wants to win. He's gotten guys that are having a good years. The thing is that Gibson, he's having a career year this year. But after the All-Star break, he's I think he's given up like 26 runs or 26 hits in the last 2 games. He's ERA.
Yeah, see, this is where I hate the tool bags on social media.
Why?
Because no, it's not.
Since the All-Star break, he's blown up. He
is not blown up. This is where he had one bad game. I'm going to pull up his game log real quick.
He's only pitched 2 games since the All-Star break, right?
Yeah, and he had one bad game. He had one game where he gave up in front of me. He gave up 8 runs in 1 game. Okay, against a team with Miguel Cabrera, a future Hall of Famer, who 2 homers off of him. All right. So am I going to get mad at a guy who?
Josh, I'm not mad. I'm just saying I just wanted to state the fact that
I understand that, but the problem is that people on social media First of all, he's given up 14 hits since the not 26.
I thought it was 26.
But no, I've seen these idiots on social media this is why you can't trust some tool bag online. I don't like Kyle Gibson. Why? Because he's given up. Well, if you look up his stats, you realize the majority of it was 1 game. So if am I supposed to be that guy for 1 bad game? By the way,
how about this, Josh? He goes from a pitcher-friendly ballpark to a hitters-friendly ballpark. Does that concern you?
Well, if you look at the last game he pitched, which was in Houston, which was a hitter-friendly ballpark, he only gave up 2 runs.
Well, I am applauding the deal. I'm saying I like what Dombrowski's done. Is it a blockbuster deal? No. But is it enough to maybe put him in contention down the stretch? Keep in mind, this team is 3.5 games behind the Mets, who are struggling. The Mets are 7-8 since the All-Star break. They just added what? Baez, who's a shortstop. What's that? So Francisco Lindor's their shortstop. So did they get much better? I don't know.
Well, DeGrom's going to be out, looks like, till September.
That's right. So the Mets aren't setting the world on fire. So that what I'm saying is the Phillies, I think, did enough that they should maybe give him a few weeks to gel here, because with Ian Kennedy, who, by the way, he's got 16 saves out of 17 attempts, which he's converting his saves.
That's
right,
an upgrade
Scooter?
by a mile.
Right. And the fact that Gibson is a solid starter, I like the moves.
I mean, Gibson's got to be anything better than Matt Moore,
That's
right?
right. Matt Moore is horrible.
Matt Moore has given up 6 runs in 2 straight starts. and he hasn't gotten beyond 5 innings. Like that in of itself should freak anybody out.
The only thing is, they go to I didn't get to watch the game last night because we were in Wildwood, doing the Dutch-Hoffman.
I was here watching it. Multitasking.
But when I did get to turn it on, it was 7-0 already.
Yeah.
I mean,
Velasquez imploded.
The Pirates are they score the least amount of runs in the league.
But this is why you had to acquire Gibson, because Velasquez imploded again.
And it wasn't just Velasquez. Chase Anderson was horrible too.
Well, he was okay.
We can talk about this all day long. The pitchers, I'm more worried about. They're only 3.5 games out of a playoff spot, and they look like they're playing 20 games out.
Right.
I mean, the other day
that's a pretty astute observation because I agree with it.
They lose 3-1 in a pitcher's duel in the first game of the doubleheader, and then they go and they're behind 7-0 in the next game, and they come back to win that game, but they had 4 errors in that game.
It's maddening the way they play defense in this.
It's terrible.
I mean, come on.
They picked up Freddie Galvis probably because of that.
Yeah, but listen, so Torreyes and Galvis, I mean, they're your utility guys, right? Pretty much. Torreyes and Galvis.
Yeah.
In theory,
I like Torreyes. I like him.
But he's not an everyday player, so if you expose him,
why not? You don't want to overplay him.
You don't want to overplay him. But Galvis, Galvis is what's he bat? 240 something, 249.
Well, here's the thing. Freddie Galvis
only got
is
4
hitting
errors,
better
though.
this year than Didi Gregorius.
Right.
Didi Gregorius looks like I don't know.
I would have moved Didi
Gregorius. Is he hurt?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what they keep asking Girardi, and Girardi
I like
keeps
the
put up the
signing,
question.
but I would have moved him recently.
The Phillies are mad because here's the thing with the Phillies. They'll win. They'll come back from a 7-0 deficit. Then the next game they'll get crushed 7-0. You know what I mean?
And one hit.
Can we win a game like 2-1? Like the other day, Zach Wheeler lost to Scherzer 3-1. Right?
Yeah.
Can we win those games? Can we win a 3-1 game?
Sure. Absolutely.
We can. We haven't had the propensity to do it.
Well, we came back on a 7-0
By the
drubbing
way,
and won the game.
That was one of Tom McCarthy's best calls ever.
Oh, the home run for
Brad Miller? Absolutely.
He knew it when it was 2 inches off the bat,
And you know what? If you look at Brad Miller, it doesn't look like much of a athlete. I mean, just the look. I'm just
average ball player.
You look at him, his stature, he just doesn't look like
he's a guy that plays above what he looks like. He's a Jim Eisenreich.
He's
a guy that you go, well, he's not an everyday player, but he comes in, he makes things happen.
Yeah, you get a quick
it's his bat on the ball.
That's a great analogy.
That is it. You're 2 for 2. Now, if you just had a little emotion and a little energy,
I don't
you'd be
need
good.
to have emotion.
You'd be
I
good.
just bring the facts.
Hey, Chuck, what are you doing, Chuck?
Well, him and Chuck are on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
because they're coaches.
That's
or,
right.
GM and coach.
Probably. I was telling.
Scooter's not on the same wavelength with anybody.
Well, here's the thing, Billy. I was saying to Scott before he came back in. I said, it's a good thing that Chuck is not as much like you because you get all emotional about everything.
Right.
You might not actually make the trade.
You would trade your whole team to another team. And take
I would overreact.
Oh, absolutely.
By the way, really quick. So Didi Gregorius has a 206 batting average this year with a 263 on base percentage and a 376 slug. Freddie Galvis has better numbers in all 3 categories.
So does Freddie come in and push him?
He better.
All right. And
That's what I would do.
If Joe Girardi's worth his salt and he sees that Didi Gregorius isn't cutting it, put him on the pine.
And by the way, Didi has 8 home runs this year. Freddie has 9.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that.
I hate to say it, I would trade Segura too.
I don't know.
You're not going to get anything more for this guy until at this point in his career. I know.
Deadline's gone.
I would have done that. That's what I mean. I would have traded
but
him.
You got to get value back for him.
Well, you would have gotten something for a guy that's hitting 320.
He's been around the league. I don't think anybody wants him, to be honest with you. Hey, he's got a reputation around the league, Scooter.
He's the best player on the Phillies team right now.
He's not the best player. He's the best hitter.
All right. Well, what
I don't think he's the best player.
He has the best batting average.
Yeah, that doesn't make him the best player.
Well, Bryce Harper looks like he's playing like the worst player.
Because he plays with his head up his rectum when he doesn't hustle, when he makes bad, stupid errors, when he's
lazy.
He's lazy.
Well,
but that's a knock on him. He's been around the league. How many teams has he been on, Josh? 6?
I think this is
6 or 7. He's been
check.
around. I've been around,
But you would never get any. You would have never gotten any more for him at this point. The way he's playing.
First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's surety title. For more information, call our good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Last week I ran into a couple of Ron's good buddies, Johnny I and Frank DiGiacomo, down on the beach in Ocean City, and it's always good to see those guys. Hey, just about everybody's heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia, South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and sees it fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. By the way, guys, I'm getting I just received a few text messages from a couple great sponsors, Tom Jackson, Pat Carr, and a few others saying that they really enjoyed listening to the Chuck Fletcher interview.
Yeah, I wish we could have had him for another 10 minutes. Yeah. It would have been great.
All right, when we return, we're going to go to lunch at Red's Jersey Mex. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Hi, I'm Daniel Baldwin, and I'd like you to do something for me right now. That's right, right now. I want you to go to bioblasting.com. That's BIOBLASTING.com. Right now. Just go to bioblasting.com or call them at 833-BIO-BLAST. Use promo code ESPN to get 20% off your order. Bioblasting, located in Egg Harbor Township. People, pet, and planet friendly.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Local Gym and Fitness is well-stocked with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable, so be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms, your uniform supplier. If you're a business owner, CleanRental.com asks you the following questions. 1. Are you completely satisfied with the quality of the uniform rental program you are currently receiving? 2. Are you completely satisfied with the service you are receiving from your present uniform rental company? And 3. Have you had an experience in the last 6 months where the response time to any request has been less than satisfactory? If you're a company with 50 employees or more, please give CleanRental.com a call at 1-800-825-3266. That's 1-800-825-3266. CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms. Give them a call today.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders.
We're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN Saturday, the 31st Happy birthday, Frank Unger. Good buddy of ours just turned, I can't divulge his age.
What?
Frank Unger's birthday today. Hey, every Saturday at this time, we start to get a little hungry. And what's on our mind every Saturday? Tacos. At Red's Jersey Mex. So let's go to the Barb's Harley Davidson Sports Hotline. Welcome in the man himself, Reds. Hey, man, what's happening, Reds?
What's going on, Schweiner?
Yo, dude, man, I'm coming in today.
All right, good, man. Well, we're getting ready for you. We're cooking up the beef the way you like it, the nice with the spice and everything in there, and gonna chop up some jalapenos, get them ready for you.
Tell Diego, Diego, he knows exactly how to, just put enough on there to give you a little bite. You know what I mean?
He's the man. He's the man. He's been here a long time, man. Thankfully, he's been here for, I think this is his 11th or 12th year here.
Wow.
At least 11 years here at Red's Jersey Mex.
Job security.
Yeah.
So, Red Toner, I know, obviously, the food's awesome down there. Of course, you're at 11th and Haven, 609-399-2272 for takeout or delivery. But you're also a rock and roller, man.
Yeah, well, you were there back in the day with the Red Tones back in the 80s. And
where'd you play, the Ivory?
We started off playing in high school and back in the late 70s. But, yeah, we played at the Ivory, which became Reds, and all the places in Margate, Summers Point, and Mad Beach.
Mad Beach.
And, then we went on to play up in New York and Philadelphia. We used to go to Harrisburg and Delaware and all over the place with the Red Tones, but now we're the Turtle Heads, and we're having just as much fun. And it's like 40 years later, and we're still going.
You play that Seven Army Nation song? That's my song right there.
Seven Nation Army.
There you go.
I think you should get on The Voice, Red.
We're playing tomorrow afternoon at Caroline's by the Bay at Bay Avenue and Longport Boulevard, and we play at 4 o'clock till 8, and it's probably going to turn out to be a nice day. We play on the deck, and if not, we play inside at the bar.
Yo, Reds, could you put me on the VIP list?
I'm going to put you right on there. You're going to be the first name on the list.
The only name on the list.
Listen, Reds, here's another thing. So, hey, Reds, if I come in today and I said, Reds, I'm going to do something different than the taco, what are you going to give me?
I'm gonna give you those sopes, and I don't know if Scooter tried them yet, but
what are they?
Is the sopes. It's a thick homemade corn tortilla, nice and soft, and we put some beans on there. We put the beef on there, pork or chicken or really whatever you want on top of it, with some lettuce and some queso fresco and a little bit of salsa verde, some sour cream. I know you like that, and some guacamole, and we can even sprinkle some jalapenos on there for you.
This guy's getting my mouth.
I used some soap this morning when I was in the shower. Hey.
Hey, Red Toner, man, who's working down here today?
So we got Sophie in here for lunch, and Diego and me, and then we got Molly and Maddie, and we got Manos Caliente in the kitchen, Nick the Knife. We got Brian Slate. CBS is in the back there with us, and we got Mally, and Keegan, and Sophie, and then we got Caitlin. Caitlin's off today, though, but we got a great crew over here.
Reds, give us your email address, your phone number one more time, and I'll see you.
Yeah, okay. So you can catch us on the web at redsjerseymex.com, and that will link you up to our Facebook and Instagram. You can see pictures of all the food. And we're at 11th and Haven in Ocean City, 206 11th Street, 399-2272.
All right, there he is. Reds at Red's Jersey Mex. We'll see you for lunch.
I'll see you guys a little later. Have a great rest of the show.
All right, there's Reds from Red's Jersey Mex on the Barb's Harley Davidson Sports Hotline. Scooter, he's a rock and roller, man.
I've never seen him play.
They jam. They're good. They'll be at Caroline's tomorrow.
I was just there.
4 to 8 tomorrow, Sunday.
I ran into some beach patrol people at Caroline's.
Right. OCBP.
No, Longport. Yeah, I ran into a guy, Brian.
By the way,
who's been on the Longport. Well, he's been connected to the Longport Patrol for 25 years. He's good friends with Danny Adams.
Okay.
And we'll see him probably at the races.
On the other side, we'll get into a little Eagles talk because they're in camp, and we're going to talk Eagles. And then at the bottom of the hour, It's the Beach Patrol Report, sponsored by the Salty Sea Shop. So we got all that and more coming up next in the locker room. Got a lot to talk about. The Birds, day 3 of camp is in the books. You're listening to the Locker Room with Billy Schweim, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Get yourself ready for lunch and come on back. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Your experience matters. At University of Phoenix, relevant life experience and eligible transfer credits can help you earn your degree faster and for less. In fact, undergrads who apply these credits, on average, save about 1 year and $11,000. Get the credit you deserve for time spent.
We've all had that dream tie game, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Well, on FanDuel Sportsbook, you get more than one shot to swing for the fences because FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free. That's right. New users get up to $1,000 back in site credit if your first bet doesn't win. There's a reason why FanDuel Sportsbook is America's #1 sportsbook. They've got great odds in all different types of betting markets with unique and fun bet types like same-game parlays and always-on promotions to let you get more action out of every game day. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with my promo code Hennig to get in on all the action and your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. That's promo code Hennig with FanDuel Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to play and present in NJRPA. First online real money wager only for risk-free bet. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN. Scotty McKay is in the house. Eagles football. Now, we got next week, we got the Hall of Fame coming up. And we have, by the way, our good friend Ken Dunick is going up to Canton to be a part of to watch his good buddy Harold Carmichael get inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're maybe I'll try to get Ken to give us a report from Canton. But when the Hall of Fame game is here, it's football.
Yeah, it's the start off of everything.
Right, Scooter? Yeah, we're right. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yep.
I don't know.
What are you excited, Scooter?
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm excited. Football? Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I don't have to scream to be excited.
No, but you do have to show some excitement.
Nah,
you're not excited for Eagles football?
I told you last week.
You're not excited.
I'm not excited until it's here.
All right.
It's not here yet.
The Birds, you look at the number, before the camp started, it was 6, the over and under. And Domowich, which I'm going to have on my show, Paul Domowich from the Daily News is going to be on my show tomorrow, and we'll really get in depth. But he says in his article today that Birds have a punching chance. That, like I said to you with the Flyers, that winning is contagious. That snowball can go downhill and start to gain momentum. Same thing with the Eagles. I mean, you look at all the moves and I'm not a big Howie Roseman fan, but if you look at Steve Nelson on the one side, Darius Slay's playing well, or he looks really good in camp, with the exception of a couple setbacks on the offensive line. Overall, it seems to be a positive report coming out of camp. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, it's like I said, I don't understand how guys get hurt so quickly, and they're not in pads, they're not really hitting anybody. I'm not thinking, how do you hurt yourself that bad? But now I think Brandon Brooks was his injury is just a precautionary thing. He had a hammy, and that's this time of year when it's hot. That can happen. That's hydration more than anything.
Nowadays sports is a 365 year-round thing.
Yeah, you've got to be in shape when you come.
So
in
it's kind of mystifying why they're getting hurt, or you know what I mean. Especially if you're, but Brandon Brooks, he was hurt. He had the Achilles, right? So.
Right.
And now this is a hammy.
And I hate to say it, that's all attached in there. That's a typical injury, a hamstring after having an Achilles injury, because, which I don't understand, because I think you'd be stretching that all the time. But, it's something where everything's a little tighter in there now. And, we'll see. I guess it's just precautionary.
By the way, you see Zach Ertz's blonde hair?
Yeah, it's a little weird. A little weird. It seems like he's come to grips with everything, that he's fine now. And, I mean, he should have learned from some.
This is where being a professional, you have to separate that stuff. Some people can't, I guess. The financial, where am I going to be? What am I going to do? He loves this organization. He's here.
Right.
I mean, you make the best of it.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, he's under contract.
He's under contract.
What are you going to do?
He's got to play hard.
Exactly.
And Dallas Goedert, he fails his physical, or not physical, but
not as physical, but his whatever. The training thing he does, and he ran the wrong way. What was the name of the Vikings guy that picked up the ball?
Marshall?
Jim
Marshall.
Jim Marshall. And he ran the wrong way for a touchdown.
Scored a touchdown. Nick Sirianni, you said this in the beginning of the show. I want to go back to this. Nick Sirianni he pulled his team off the field because he didn't feel that the team was giving it all it had. He wasn't getting the response that he wanted to see out of the players. He pulled him off the field.
Yeah.
Different. I mean, you said something about that's how Peterson did it. I don't.
No. What I'm saying is there was a lot of talk about Peterson's practicing being not very good last year.
Right.
And
not a high tempo,
right.
high
and
energy.
It sounds like it's carried over to that. And Sirianni said, I'll have none of this.
Like your commentary is more like Peterson's practice.
Yeah. No, it's just true commentary, and it makes sense, and it answers all the questions. That's all it is. I don't have to jump up and down and be like a knucklehead.
You don't need pom-poms and anything?
No, you can keep your pom-poms over there.
Pom-poms over
there. Oh, you're excited.
You are in the entertainment business. You realize that, right? You are in the entertainment business. You know that, right?
I'm in the information business.
You're in the information business.
To portray what the sport is and talk about it.
You're in the information business?
That's right. We're in the information business. You're entertaining, all right.
I'm entertaining, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, listen, Scooter. The Philadelphia Eagles, I'm looking at this. The more and more I look at this, I'm thinking, why not? Why can't they get 8 wins? If you look at their schedule.
That's what you're excited about, 8 wins?
No, No, but
that's
they
below
went
500.
4-11-1 last year.
That's below 500.
That's right. They went 4. Well, if it was a 16-game schedule, it'd be 500.
Right.
Right.
But it's not. It's
so
a
they go
17-game
8-9
schedule.
That might be just enough. Like, the Cowboys, while they got Dak Prescott back, and the Cowboys or the Cowboys are probably the favorite right now. If you had that pick a favorite. But I'm not impressed with all the teams in the East. They were horrible last year. So 8 wins could possibly win you the division.
Possibly, but I don't think it will. I think you got to be over 500 to win this division, as bad as they are. But
there is no
Washington's
more
gotten
thing.
better.
There's no more such thing as a 500.
No, there's not.
So
you could go 8-8-1. That's 500. So there is such a thing as a 500.
So do you think Nick Sirianni, with his upbeat tempo, high intense practices, I mean, that'll work well for a certain amount of time, but then the veterans, that novelty can wear off too.
Well, it can. I think what he did was kind of good. He didn't stop practice and say, "All right,
get off the field,
win sprints."
Right.
For the next 2 hours.
Those days are long gone.
Yeah, but he pulled him aside and he had a conversation with him, and I think the players respected that, and they said, and apparently the practice after that was great. So he's trying to earn the respect from him in the right way, and we'll see how that works for him.
So if you look at the Eagles' running back situation, they don't have any size, but they're obviously they got agility, speed, and they're shifty. But if you look at Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and Kenneth Gainwell, 5'8", 5'9", 5'9", or 5'6", is that concerning to you at all, or do you think that these? I mean, obviously they're professional football players, so they're exceptionally talented with what they do. But in the NFL today, and if you have 3 of those guys on the roster, do you need 3 of the guys cut out of the same mold?
Well, there might not be 3 on the roster at the end of the day. I mean, Jordan Howard is 6 foot 230,
right?
So he's a bruising running back for the situation. But I think you want small, quick running backs.
I mean, I don't think Huntley's going to make it. Holyfield or Killins, he's 5'8" too. They're all cut out of the same mold.
They're not big guys, but this is a passing league anymore. So the run is going to be to change it up. And, Miles Sanders needs to have a good year. I don't see him being around here much longer if he just doesn't start performing.
So last year, one of the things that Peterson did not do, I don't think his offensive was and I don't know if that was a result of Carson Wentz. The offensive line obviously was banged up. They had 14 different combinations, but was his lack of imagination calling plays a result because of the offensive line was so banged up and Carson Wentz was playing horribly? Do you think Sirianni's going to give these guys a more creative playbook? And I hope he does, because I think if you look at the talent at their skill positions, I think this team has some skill, especially when you add Devontae Smith.
Well, you can have the greatest imagination in the world. If you don't execute, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly right.
So I think what Sirianni's going to do, he's going to bring in a completely different type of system. And I think it's going to be fresh. The guys are going to be excited about it. And now whether it works or not, it's a different story.
So, we get into August, and of course we broadcasted from Wildwood last night, the first of the big 3 races. But as we get closer, like next week, it's August 6th. And then the following week, they start playing preseason games. And
I'm excited about that.
You're excited. Are you excited about that, Scooter?
I can't wait. No, like I said,
but I mean,
it's just like vacation. I don't get too excited before when I'm starting to go.
When you come in here from now on, I'm going to take your temperature. I'm going to take your pulse. I'm going to take your pulse.
Listen, your screaming and yelling doesn't show any passion. Come on, man.
I'm going to take your. I'm going to take your. What do you call
I could scream and yell, but then I'd be Bobby.
I'm going to check your pulse when you get in here.
Really?
Yeah.
My pulse is fine.
Well, Nick Sirianni's he's fired. He's a guy that's fired up. He's a fiery guy.
He doesn't look like a fiery guy to me.
When you see him in practice, he's like, his hands are moving.
I'm still nervous about the coaching staff.
Now, see, I was at the very beginning when he did his press conferences and everything. I was like, I don't know, is this a gimmick? But as I've seen, he's worn on me a little bit. I actually like it's refreshing to have someone that has that much passion and he obviously really loves what he's doing and cares about the guys. He's enthusiastic. I think that could rub off on the team.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that
Darius Slade
doesn't
said
always
that
work.
He's saying that we're flying around, where everybody's going to the ball, practices are upbeat.
Well, Darius Slay's having a good camp, apparently. I mean, it's only been 3 days, so I don't know how great you could say it's been, but he's been working with Devontae Smith a lot on trying to give him pointers of how he can, get free and get open, stuff like that. And apparently, like, he's been shutting Devontae Smith down pretty good. But Devontae Smith had, I think, like an 80-yard touchdown yesterday against Steve Nelson.
Yeah.
So,
Look, Devontae Smith, I mean, in that championship, he only played the first half, and he was the MVP of the game.
Yeah, he's a stud. And hopefully that'll I mean,
his speed, his ball catching ability. What's been the Achilles heel of this team? They drop balls.
Yeah. Well, he had a bad day the other day.
By the way, is Rager hurt again too? Jalen Rager?
He's hurt again.
That's
another one. Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This Justin Jefferson thing. I mean, once again, I'm not a big Howie Roseman fan, but I think he's done a really good job with improving this team with some of the people that he's brought in. Right? Steve Smith, don't call me Steven.
Right.
He's brought in a lot of guys that have improved the roster. Anthony Harris, Ryan Kerrigan, Eric Wilson, the linebacker. Defense is why I thought, even though they were horrible on offense, defense, they haven't had a turnover. They haven't had a positive turnover differential since the Super Bowl run. They have not had more takeaways than giveaways.
Yeah.
And you can't give the ball away.
No. And you got to have some takeaways if you are. So
now, last year, the Colts were where Gannon was a defensive backs coach, finished 5th in takeaways with 25. That was 2nd in turnover differential. They were plus 10.
Well, this team has improved. There's no doubt about it. But winning 4 games, you should improve. If you picked up a fly.
Just that alone. I think just with the people they picked up on defense, I think that right there is going to get
defense has gotten better.
They've gotten a lot better on defense. And I think Howie Roseman should be given some credit for this. Now, obviously, they got to go out and play on the field.
Yeah.
But, on paper, I like what they've done.
I do, too. I mean, I like I said, I was never a Howie basher. I just think it's a tough job, and you're never going to hit on it. I mean, this kid, Landon Dickerson. He's had a propensity. He's had a propensity to be hurt a lot, but everybody loves. He's a winner.
He's a winner.
There's no doubt about it. So
some people just win.
They've got to stay healthy. That's the biggest key.
Look at who's a perfect example of that Green from the Sixers. Everywhere he's gone, he's won.
Yeah, he's
right.
He's not the star of any of those teams.
And now you got 3 guys from Alabama that could possibly be in the starting offense.
Yeah.
And what did Alabama do? Just win, baby.
That's all they do is win. But you've got a lot of good players here. We're going to see how.
I want to ask Josh real quick because I just want to get your take. Josh, I made a statement. I just want to see how you feel about it. Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and Arian Killens, which he probably won't make the team, but they're all cut out of the same mold. 5'8", 5'9", real small, compact guys. Do you need all 3 of them? Do you need 3 of that type of player in the team?
Well, you're right. Killens is not going to make the team.
Right.
You're 100% right. He's there because they need somebody for the preseason games and fill out the preseason rosters and stuff. Here's the problem with that statement. I understand that from a Billy Schweim perspective of big guys beat up on little guys.
You knew right where I was going with this.
Don't go there.
I understand that all you ever pay attention to is guys' height. But the problem is that I don't care how tall somebody is. I care how thick somebody is.
Right.
And Gainwell and Sanders are thick in the bottom half.
Well, my point is they're cut out of the same mold.
Not exactly. Boston Scott is way smaller than both of those guys physically, like build.
Right.
One of the things people forget about is
5'11" and Scott's 5'6", so you're right.
No, but they're also but they're skinnier.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty generous for a size.
Right. Like Gainwell actually might be taller than Sanders, honestly, by an inch. Actually, if you took their cleats off and you actually had a real measurement contest, remember when I was in high school, it was put your cleats on, we'll measure you now. Listen, I was about 2.5 inches taller in high school than I really am. Let's be realistic. But the point is that when it comes to football, and I remember, what was it? 2018 or 2019? We were down there for the Vinnie Curry camp.
Right. That was 2018, I believe.
Okay. So you had me come out there and you brought me over Freddie Mitchell.
Right.
And one of the things that Freddie Mitchell and I talked about, because, Freddie played for the Eagles.
Sure.
But he talked about, he says, one of the problems that he had and that he observes in the NFL is that some of these guys don't have the physical build to handle football at the NFL level.
Like Devontae Smith?
Well, here's the thing. Smith doesn't get hit. So it's hard to
it's like the Gretzky type thing where they gotta catch him to hit him.
Right, you got to catch him to hit him, right. But Freddie Mac, as a general principle, unless you have a specific skill like Devonta has to not get hit, he said for him, he says, when he got hit that first time in the NFL, it was a culture shock. And he said, he goes, when you watch a guy come into the NFL, look at his body structure.
Right.
And to me, I look at Miles, I look at Gainwell, and they're both thicker dudes than some of the guys their height. And one of the problems with Donnell Pumphrey coming out of college was he was too lean. You want a guy who looks like he's been in the weight room. You know what I mean? And whether it's Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts is an exception. The dude's a power lifter. But, guys like that, when your backfield is filled with thick dudes, you feel a lot better about it because at least they can break a tackle.
Pick your brain on that because, my concern is, and I really wasn't suggesting big guys beat up on little guys in this particular incident. I just wanted to know that. All right. Hey, by the way, second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club. We played golf there the other day. Radio Ron Ralston down there, Kevin Kelly. That course was in magnificent shape. This guy shot a 76.
All right, really quick. You know how tall Barry Sanders was?
5'10".
No.
5'8".
5'8".
Was he really?
Small.
And you see how big he was? His legs.
Big legs.
He's
huge legs. Thick torso.
Not like Earl Campbell, but big
strong
legs.
neck.
So, Josh, this guy shoots a 76. He did it with he was in the woods a couple times. How about Billy Armstrong, my cousin? He was on the beach. He was in the bunker so much we would have charged him a beach tag.
Yeah, he probably was in 14 bunkers the other day.
That was a
matter of fact. He went from one bunker to the other bunker.
Don't we have the beach report coming up in about 12 minutes?
Second.
Yeah, right.
By the way, Pete Thompson and I are going to have our challenge. We're going to play a Great Bay. I talked to Radio Ron. We're going to have a challenge. We're going to get people to call in, take sides, put maybe some money down for charity or something. Pete,
is it you versus Pete?
Me versus Pete at Great Bay.
Now it's solo. It's not like you don't have a partner.
We'll have Scooter and maybe Craig Berube come out with us.
We'll play and I'll help. I'll give him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need more details because
it's in the embryonic stages. Pete and I haven't really totally
discussed for the match. When you watch the matches each year, it's like you're not paying attention to who the celebrity is. You're paying attention to who their partner is.
Because Pete said he shoots about 110, 112. Well, I shot a 101 the other day. 102?
51-51.
Yeah, and I blew that one putt. I should have had it.
You blew a few putts.
All right, let's.
Yeah.
Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay's award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining experience, lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season that appeal to everyone. For more information about becoming a member, go to greatbay.com or give a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN. Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms, your uniform supplier. If you're a business owner, CleanRental.com asks you the following questions. 1. Are you completely satisfied with the quality of the uniform rental program you are currently receiving? 2. Are you completely satisfied with the service you are receiving from your present uniform rental company? And 3. Have you had an experience in the last 6 months where the response time to any request has been less than satisfactory? If you're a company with 50 employees or more, please give CleanRental.com a call at 1-800-825-3266. That's 1-800-825-3266. CleanRental.com, a fresh approach to uniforms. Give them a call today.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
It's summer sales time here at Rossi Honda. Lease a new 2021 four-door Civic LX for only $139 a month, or drive a new four-door Accord LX for only $215 a month. With oil changes included, at Rossi Honda, we treat you better, period, for less. On Delsey Drive in Vineland. Shop us 24/7 at RossiHonda.com.
$32.95 down plus tax and tags. 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year to qualified buyers. See dealer for details.
Let's start with everyone out there looking to catch up on some much-needed summer fun. Narrow it to all those summer fun seekers who got caught without sunscreen. Oh, for you, Walgreens now offers delivery in as little as 1 hour. From sunscreen to bug spray to snacks and toys, Walgreens makes it easy to get the essentials you need quickly so you can keep your summer going.
Right now, buy one sun care item from brands like Banana Boat, get one 50% off. Of equal or lesser price, valid through 94. Restrictions apply. See Walgreens.com for details.
How about that, Scooter? Come on, man. If you don't get pumped off that, you can't get pumped off of anything.
I'm pumped up now.
He's falling asleep over here. Yeah, I wish people could see. If you're
I was
streaming
purposely
live,
falling asleep because you're dumb enough to believe it.
Dude, does that not get you pumped up, Josh? Come
It
on, man.
reminds
I'm
me
in
of
a
old-time
3-point
football.
stance.
That's not like that anymore, though.
But
Game's
here's the
not like
problem.
that.
Here's the problem. Okay.
I don't care if it's
a lot of things get me pumped up. All right. I mean, literally,
he's over there falling asleep.
If you will indulge me, a little self-aggrandizing promotion. So I recorded an interview yesterday with two-time Olympic champion and PFL defending MMA champion Kayla Harrison. She's the only woman to ever win judo twice gold in the Olympics.
Okay.
And she starts talking about the champion's mentality and what separates you. And I mean, I got pumped up. I was ready to run through a wall. So like a lot of things get me ready to go.
Well,
Like,
I'm just trying to put a charge under him.
So like if you ask me if I get excited about an NFL films thing, I'm going to say
John
yes.
Facenda has got that voice just gets me going.
Is John Facenda the greatest voice?
Oh, he by far and away. I mean, as a child, as a kid growing up, I was in awe. Like it was like a story time. It was like, I mean, it was like God talking.
Because you were listening to
It
him.
was
You
like
weren't. You didn't have
God talking.
TVs when you were growing up.
It was like God talking to you, right? About football.
He's got a tremendous voice. There's no doubt about it, and then that is exciting. But it reminds me of old time football. It doesn't remind me of today.
It does. Well,
nah, because the players today are like,
yeah,
you know,
but
about
still,
the money.
I mean,
They don't
all right,
care.
but the way I see it, it
What
gets
do
me
you
pumped
what do you
up.
want me? What do you want me to do? Play a hip hop track?
No, I don't like hip hop either. We need a new John Facenda is what we need.
That's very rare.
Scott
That's
Graham.
why he's so great. You know what? I agree to that. I love Scott Graham's voice.
I think Scott Graham is very underrated.
I think the Phillies should have kept him.
And I think the problem for Scott Graham was
I'm gonna get him on.
he had the unenviable task of stepping into Harry Callis's shoes.
Right.
When it came to the NFL films and the commercials and the Westwood One and everything. But I think that he has done it with such amazing class and dexterity.
Guess what, Josh? You hit the nail right on the head. I love his voice, and you know what? He could be not the equivalent of Facenda, but 1A.
But he could be the modern version.
Yes, the modern version.
Well, listen, when we went to play at Great Bay the other day, Scott Dunn's got a
Oh
radio
my God,
voice.
Scott Dunn's
right?
voice.
Right, Scott Dunn's running the shop in there, and
Yeah, man.
great guy.
That
Got
was
to talk
fun
to him
down
for a
there.
while.
So
Yeah,
we already
had a
know
great
what
time.
Billy's next item on the video. He already wrote it in his phone. He's like, I'm going to get Scott Graham now.
That's right, Scott Graham. I'm getting him on. All right, the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. By the way, Great Bay is actually looking for people. They need servers. They need some line guys, cooks, I think, in there, but they need servers in the dining room. It's a great opportunity. Get down there, talk to Radio Ron Ralston, Scott Dunn, or go to greatbay.com. Give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Just about friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations. They invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan and the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. But your experience is not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call our good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the main line, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, Scooter, we're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to Wildwood for the Dutch-Hoffman Memorial Lifeguard races. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
This weekend on Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio. The fight for the top of the AL East continues when the Red Sox head to Tropicana Field to face the Rays.
Gone! Right on cue, an opposite field, 3-run homer for Brandon Lau.
The Red Sox and Rays. Coverage begins today at 5:30 Eastern and tomorrow at 6 Eastern.
Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again and again. Calling again and again.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Local Gym and Fitness is well stocked with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable, so be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Daniel Baldwin, and I'd like you to do something for me right now. That's right, right now. I want you to go to bioblasting.com. That's BIOBLASTING.com. Right now. Just go to bioblasting.com or call them at 833-BIO-BLAST. Use promo code ESPN to get 20% off your order. Bioblasting, located in Egg Harbor Township. People, pet, and planet friendly.
Staples Connect has everything you need for back to school at amazing prices. Right now, the TI-84 Plus CE Graphing Calculator is just $99.99. You save $55, our lowest price of the season. With savings like that, your student won't just be ready for school. They'll be first day of school pop quiz ready.
It's showtime.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back to school today and get more than ready for back to school with amazing prices for everything on your list. Ends 8/1, limit 2 per customer, in store only.
I said chantilly lace and eggshell, not matte.
Colby's Interior Design Consultancy is floored with new clients.
Wait, what am I looking at here? This looks like plaid.
They need an admin with an eye for design and a knack for numbers.
Okay, hey, look, take a look at this. Do those numbers look right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's back to school season at JCPenney. Score first-class deals before they're gone. Shop store-wide doorbusters while they last all weekend long. Save on Arizona uniform essentials for juniors and young men like select $9.99 polos and $19.99 pants. And get dorm must-haves like Linden Street Performance bath towels, $6.99 each. Plus, use your coupon to save an extra 25% at checkout. Weekdays are back in style. JCPenney. Offers and coupon valid through 8/4. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
We're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim. Last night we were down at the Dutch-Hoffman Memorial Lifeguard races. What a beautiful night, Scooter, for racing. The conditions were perfect. West wind. We had some swells coming in, and it was just
not
a great
an autumn
night.
wind.
What's that?
Not an autumn
Not
wind.
the autumn wind, but it was a great night, great crowd on the beach, and I want to thank Dan Adams and Bruce Donahue for doing a great job calling the action. Josh, I want to thank you so much. You did a really great job producing the show back here in the studio. Gina helped us out. Jack Marilello, my assistant, and I want to also thank Chief Stock. Captain Stock and Captain Ed and Chief Stock. They just rolled out the red carpet for us, and I want to thank everybody down there in Wildwood for making it possible. But the race itself, Longport got the win, Scooter. They're dominant, and I don't know if anybody's going to beat them.
Might not, I mean, they won the first 3 races, right? But the paddleboard won't be in the.
But here's the thing. So with 2 races to go, we had the run and the singles race left. Avalon had 8 points, and Longport had 15 at that point. So if Wildwood's runner, Avalon's runner gets 1, 2, or 3, and then Wolfie finishes first in the row, they win.
Yeah,
but it wasn't meant to be.
Well, then if the other team doesn't score any points, too,
right? And if the other team doesn't score any points, and that with Duffy and McGrath, and with McGrath rolling singles, that's just not going to happen. Especially with Joey Tepper. I don't think I've ever seen a swimmer like him, Scooter.
No.
Not only did he win the swim last night, he won the paddleboard.
Yeah.
And he did the paddle before the
Right.
swim.
Right.
And Dolan Grisbaum from Avalon, he's a great swimmer. He's a good swimmer, and he was right on his tail in the swim, which is the closest I've seen Joey Tepper win a race.
Yeah,
so he was
like you
pushing
said,
him a little
he just
bit.
did the paddleboard before that, so he had to be a little gassed.
So we broadcasted live. It was a great event. Next week, we're going to be in Margate for the Margate Memorials. Dan Adams and I will be there. I'm looking forward to this big race, and you can feel the momentum building. Now, Gowdy and Graves did not row for Margate. Okay. So that, I don't know exactly what's going on over there. A little birdie told me that we could possibly see him at the Margates, because I think it's the 75th annual, and it means how it is for these beach patrols. It means a lot to each, like the Dutch-Hoffman, honoring Dutch-Hoffman. It's a big event for those people down there.
Sure.
And same thing with the Margate Memorial, 75th year.
Yeah.
So
why didn't they row? Do you know?
Not specifically. I've been told a few things, but
I can't
we'll
be
see
resting up for it.
I can't imagine
It's a
that.
week. They've got a week to recover.
Yeah, and in the singles last night coming in, Eric Wolf smashed into, I think, Wildwood's boat. Yeah. I mean, they were like, they came in a pack. I even think Seattle City, Danny Rogers was right near that area. I mean, it was close, but Mike McGrath pulled it out, and of course Vince Grenice, he's always in the mix.
Yep.
So anyway, let's get back to Joey Tepper, because Joey Tepper and Dolan Grisbaum, it was a great race, but of course, I think Joey Tepper's a bit too much for the rest of the field, and we got a chance to talk to both of them at the same time after the race. We're at the conclusion of the Dutch-Hoffman Memorial Lifeguard Races 2021. We're here with the first place and second place swimmer in today's event. And first we'll start off with Dolan Grisbaum. Dolan, congratulations on a tough race. Coming in second is an achievement behind Joey Tepper.
Oh, for sure. All year I've been hearing about, Joey Tepper. You can beat him. I was like, I don't know. I went out there, swim as fast as I could. Came a little short. Next time we'll see.
Dolan, do you think knowing Joey the way you know him has anything to do with the competitiveness between you two?
I think it helped a little bit, yeah. We raced a couple of times in the pool. Been close. He's a distance swimmer, just a 10K. He takes his races out fast, comes back even faster.
All right, Joey Tepper, not only did you win the swim, you won the paddleboard. That has to be a feather in your cap. You didn't expect that, did you?
Yeah, no, I definitely was not expecting to win the paddleboard. I mean, I knew it was a possibility, but I haven't really done a paddleboard race against people in this area, so I was like, I could get last, I could get first, who knows? So I'm definitely very happy with how that went.
Some of the rowers double up, like Mike McGrath, Vince Bernice from Atlantic City. You doubling up in the swim and the paddleboard, was that a challenge?
It was definitely a new challenge, but I mean, I'm all for new challenges, and I love new challenges. I love bringing new things into my life, and I'm happy to have Dolan here swimming with me. It's always nice to have a friend in the water with me.
All right, well, we'll see you guys next week at the Margate Memorials.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Joey.
See ya.
I neglected to say the Beach Patrol Report is brought to you by the Salty Sea Shop, specializing in handmade life-size beach badges plus other beach signs and items. They make all-weather, life-size beach badges featuring any town, which is a perfect item for your house, backyard, or any bar or restaurant. Contact the Salty Sea Shop and check out the pictures of their work on Facebook. Search Salty Sea Shop. That's a tongue twister. Then I had an opportunity to talk with Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy. Scooter, these guys, they're a machine. I don't think anybody's going to beat them unless Graves and Gowdy come out. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them.
Well, conditions are always a big part of it too. You know? Some of these guys are better in the rough surf. Some of these guys are better when it's
short
flat.
row for the doubles too last night. It was like about I want to say 12 to 14 minutes.
Well, it's got to be 12 to 14 minutes.
I thought it was 14
or
to
14
16. 14 to 16.
So it's that
right,
should be.
So I had an opportunity to talk with Duffy and McGrath and Scooter. I looked at their hands a couple of weeks ago. They were all blistered up. The calluses were like black and blue. Today was much better. Last night, listen to that. We're here in Wildwood at the Dutch-Hoffmans at the after party. Got the band kicking in, but we're talking with the first place finishers of the doubles from Longport, Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy. Should I ask you about your hands, Mike?
My hands are fine.
They have healed up.
A lot better than last time.
Hey, Sean, you guys are like a machine out there. I mean, you guys win race after race. What do you attribute your success to?
Some experience. West wind tonight is usually everyone looks at the ocean and thinks it's an easy race, but it's brutal coming in. So we just got to have some experience up the south tonight.
Well, Longport obviously is in the driver's seat for next week. We'll be covered at the Margate Memorials, and we'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And then, those guys, like I said, it's just dominating. Then, listen, David Funk. He's been around for a long time. Finished third in the singles. I talked to David. I think this is a pretty candid interview. All right, we're here with David Funk of Vendor. And Dave, man, you got a third in the singles. Dave, you've been around for a long time. The race tonight, is that a preparation for you for things to come in the Margate Memorials and the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Wildwood race is always a preparation for the last two races of the summer. And to answer your question, yeah, it's a preparation.
When we were calling the race today, we noticed the names. A lot of the same names over the same. Ron DeFelice from Brigantine, Vince Bernice from Atlantic City, David Funk, Mike McGrath. I mean, there's a plethora of great rowers. So did you use this as a gauge tonight to prepare for next week and the following week?
Yeah, I mean, you always look at who you think are going to be the top guys in the field, and you compare yourself to them, the start, the middle, and it just gives you a gauge of where you think your speed is. And those guys are all great rowers. I'm fortunate to still be competing in 2021, so I started in the 90s, and I'm still competing at this level that I want to stay at. So, I coached Ron in high school. He's a great oarsman.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm going to take a little credit for some of his success because he's a really good oarsman, and it's just awesome to compete against this guy.
And how about tonight? I mean, you had a west wind, you had some nice swells coming in. Did that play a factor into any part of your row tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the conditions are basically a straight flat row. Easy on the way out with the wind, and then on the way in, that was the race. Headwind on the way in, so you had to adjust accordingly. But, it's all good racing, man. All these guys are good. Anybody, given the right situation, the right circumstance, has a chance to win.
All right, David Funk from Venter. We'll see you next week at the Margate Memorials.
Looking forward to it.
So, Scooter, you know that Mother Nature comes into play at these things. When they turned the flag, that wind was blowing in their faces. Everybody was getting blown north. They were getting pushed north, and their boats you had.
Well, why were it was west wind? Why were they getting?
Yeah,
pushed
but
north?
because they weren't straight coming back in. Everybody was all over the place. It wasn't a straight line to the beach. That's why Wildwood and Wolf smashed coming in. It was like the south end, they were all 3 or 4 or 5 boats in the south end came in this way, and then the north end boats came in, facing north, and then maybe a couple came straight, but it was all they were getting blown all over the place.
It's tougher when it's coming out of the south or the north, because if you're coming back in from the flag and it's blown out of the south, it's pushing the bow to the north.
Right.
And so you're constantly...
So you're compensating for it, though.
You're pulling harder with your left arm than you are with your right arm. And what it does, it ends up blowing up your left arm terribly. So it's smart to do the right thing. And these guys are... He said it. The experience comes in.
Experience comes in,
and
man.
that's where, you put a guy that's a great rower, you put him in those first time, he's struggling terribly, so...
Then I'll tell you what, Scooter. The run is not part of the Margate or the
Right.
South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. But I'll tell you what, you should have seen this finish. Colin Heist just came out of nowhere. He was like, I would say, as they approached the finish line, maybe 300 yards away, he was about 50 yards, maybe 20 yards behind, and just blew right by. I don't know. I forget the guy that he ran past, but. It was like the Jim Waddle kick. I don't know if you remember the '76 Olympics where Jim Waddle came out of nowhere
with his white cap.
Right, remember his white cap?
Yeah,
it was the Waddle kick. So let's talk to Colin Heist.
We have Colin Hess from Wildwood Crest, who won the run. Pretty dramatic finish, man. Talk us through it.
I was leading most of the race, and then Stone Harbor passed me on the last half mile for a bit. He started kicking, and hearing all the guys from Beach Patrol cheering my name and screaming, I was getting super amped. Adrenaline just kind of took over, and
you did the Jim Waddle kick. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with the '76 Olympics, but he came out of nowhere to win the race. You were trailing by it looked to me about 10 yards, and you just kicked it into another gear.
Yeah, it just felt really good to have my friends and family just cheer me on, and I don't know, carried me through the race.
All right, Colin, congratulations on a great victory.
Thank you.
So not only did they carry the race and propel him to victory, you should have seen the celebration with the Beach Patrol. They carried him off on their shoulders.
That's a big
But it was so cool because he was winning, and then I think he said
the guy from Stone Harbor
passed him, and everybody's like, you can hear the crowd, and then all of a sudden he just kicked it into another gear. It was very exciting.
Some of those guys have that finishing speed.
Then I had an opportunity to talk with Eric Wolf and his partner Jack Kalam. Those guys, I mean, Eric Wolf he's one of my favorites, a true professional and just a great guy. Let's listen to those guys. All right, we're talking with the doubles crew from Avalon, Jack Kalam, and of course Eric Wolf. You guys finished second in the doubles. Pretty interesting and a great race. You guys got a second.
describe the west wind, the rowing conditions. You had a west wind, you had some swells coming in. How did you navigate through that stuff?
Sure, it was a great start, Bill. Jack got the boat quick, pushed us off quick. We had to get out of Dodge because we had some bombs in the surf, so we wanted to get through that quick. We got it spooled up on the way out. Like you said, west wind, so we kept it long, let that wind do all the work, and then turn the flag. And it was a dogfight between 4 boats on the way in. Us, Longport, Atlantic City, Sea Isle. We were fortunate to catch a wave and made it real close to Longport at the end.
Hey, Jack, I know I asked you this before, but it must be repeating. How important is it to you row with somebody like Eric Wolf, who's been around for a long time?
It's awesome. He's a veteran at the ocean boat rowing, and to learn a lot from him. Every single time I get in the boat, I just learn just that much more, and it's awesome. And that's how you really get to excel.
So, Eric, this is one of the big 3. You're heading into the Margate Memorials next week, and then the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. How's Jack doing in his progression into these big races?
He's doing great. His father was the South Jersey champ. He grew up around the beach patrol. He rows crew. He's a tough kid, and I feel like we're coming on at the right time of the year. And I wanted to speed up that learning curve, for him. And this is his first year run out of town, and it's coming along nicely. And I feel like he's peaking just at the right time.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. We'll be broadcasting live once again from the Margate Memorials in Margate. We'll see you next Friday night.
Bill, good to see you, and we'll see you next week in Margate.
All right, man.
Thank you.
So, Scooter, when they took off the start, there was a swell came in down south, and the north boats had nothing.
Right.
And then coming in, it was vice versa. So there, you could be in second and third place and catch a wave and just go right by you. You keep talking about that one race years ago.
Pete Oppenheimer
Oppenheimer
from
just
Cape May.
was in last place, right? And then
I don't know if he was in last, but he caught the wave at the flag for the singles race and rode it all. He never pulled one more stroke and rode it all the way to the beach.
He's like the Grinch coming down that mountain, right?
He started a company called Wave One, after that. So it's those things are that's what's pretty exciting about some of this stuff when you get on something like that. Now listen, you've got to ride the wave too.
Right, you got to stay straight.
You can broach off that wave and flip and
Scooter,
go.
You're absolutely right. There were several boats that were actually in the race and they broached.
Yeah, and
they couldn't keep it straight.
Listen, I was pretty good about doing back in the day, but it's a lot easier when you haven't just rode your tail off for 15 minutes, and then you've got to stick an oar and really hold on to it for a while.
And you got to dig it in there,
especially
absolutely.
When the
waves,
depending on the way the wind is, the way the waves are breaking, so it's fine.
Right, once again, thanks to the Wildwood Beach Patrol Chief Stock, Captain Ed Snyder. They did a great job. Beach Patrol Report is brought to you by the Salty Sea Shop, specializing in handmade life-size beach badges plus other beach signs and items. They make all-weather life-size beach badges featuring any town, which is a perfect item for your house, backyard, or any bar or restaurant. Contact the Salty Sea Shop. Check out pictures of their work on Facebook. Search the Salty Sea Shop. All right. Want to remind people the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. You're looking for a job, they need help in the dining room. Call Radio Ron Ralston. Go to greatbay.com or give a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday, busy weekend for the Phils against the Pirates after the trade deadline. We'll discuss with Bob Wankel. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City talks all things Philly sports. Plus, Jeff Mosher has football at 4 as the Eagles are back at camp, and Jeff Kerr on the Eagles and the NFL.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is Jonathan Young, Camden County Commissioner, reminding everyone to get your COVID-19 vaccine shot to protect yourself and your neighbors. I got my shot to protect myself and those around me because the fight against COVID-19 is about protecting your entire community. For updated information on COVID-19's vaccination efforts, visit CamdenCounty.com. We're all in this together. Let's play our part to stay safe and healthy this summer.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
No matter the mileage, no matter the make, no matter what you owe, Medlet Kia wants your vehicle today. Even if you don't want to buy a new car from us, we need to replenish our inventory, so we need your vehicle, no matter the situation. Stuck in a loan or lease, Medlet Kia wants to get you released. Get cash for your car today, even if you don't buy a car from us. However, if you are looking for a new ride, take advantage of New Jersey Charge Up Incentive Program. Get 10 grand off on all brand new 2020 Niro EV. All 2021 Kia Souls, $1,500 cash back, or pay 0 interest for 60 months on every Kia Sportage, Forte, and Stinger.
It's gotta be a Matt Black Kia.
Offers with approved Tier 1 or 2 credit through Kia Motors Finance. Not all will qualify. 0% based on 1667 per 1,000 borrowed. Negative equity finance into new loan. Call 877-289-6670 or go to mattblackkianj.com for complete details. Expires 8/6/2021. Matt Black Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and now on Route 37 in Toms River.
Powerball is now at $199 million. Stop searching for four-leaf clovers and take a chance on Powerball today. With a jackpot win, you could have the power to do it all. Anything can happen in Jersey.
Back here in the locker room, I want to remind people, join me tonight and every Saturday night at all campus on the boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey, in the Rant booth. I'll be broadcasting live on A2D Radio, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Come join me live on A2D Radio and talk about your favorite sports topic. It's the Rant booth tonight with me, Billy Schweim, from 97.3 ESPN on A2D Radio from 6 to 9, 1028 Boardwalk in Ocean City, and all campus. Come on up, talk sports. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll watch the Phillies game and chat sports. All right, Scooty McKay.
Yes.
What do you got? Got anything that
You watching the Olympics?
Not really.
No? Why?
I don't know. Well, I've been busy. I've been really busy, but I like the only two things that I really like are the track and field and the swimming. Are the only two things.
I'm a big swimming fan,
gymnastics is okay, but
I was talking to you earlier about the swim coach that made a pretty tough decision, and he decided. Decision. Well, it could have been. It ends up just working out, but the team medley relay. He put their 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th best swimmers in medley relay and to qualify for the finals.
They almost did.
They almost didn't.
Well, tomorrow we're going to be joined by Kristen Morby. She's the race director down at Cape May Point Beach Patrol. She's also a reporter for NBC Sports Philly, and she will be calling the show from Tokyo tomorrow. So I look forward to that. Plus Paul Domowitch from the Philadelphia Daily News, who covers the Eagles down there. He's at camp, so I'll get to pick his brain about what he has seen at Birds Camp so far. So it's a great show tomorrow in the locker room with Billy Schweim. Josh Henning, Sports Bash Saturday. What do you got coming up next?
Really quick about Damo. Don't forget, he's also one of the pool of Pro Football Hall of Fame voters.
That's true too.
As well, he's the this area's liaison for that, and that's always an interesting get his perspective, Bill. And I'll be looking forward to it on the fact that he's not going to look at the game from the current game, but he looks in the context of the history of the game.
All right, so Josh Henning, Sports Bash Saturday coming up next. Real quick, what do you got?
Yeah, two-time Olympic champion and defending PFL MMA champion Kayla Harrison will join us at 12:40, and then Forbes Sports NBA writer Brian Toporek at 1:20, because obviously a little busyness, well, lack of business, shall I say, with the Sixers this week. I'm not happy, Bill.
No,
I'm not happy.
I'm not either. So stay tuned for that. Josh Henning, Sports Bash Saturday coming up next. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, right here on 97.3 ESPN. Paul Domowitz, Kristen Morby, and a whole lot more Eagles talk, Phillies talk. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'll see you then.
If you're ready to get back to work or are just thinking of changing careers, 97.3 ESPN's virtual job fair